Welcome to Hobby Clubhouse with a review of the figurized standard Hoshino Fumina from Gundam Build Divers Try. And that's right, this is not a high-grade kit, but rather, it comes to us under Bandai's figurized standard line, which, according to Bandai, is a line focused on humanoid character model kits. So, it has a good number of kits from Dragon Ball Z, and releases such as Kamen Rider, and the recent Digimon kits have been really popular as well. But what's the difference of this from an HG or MG or other lines we see far more often? To be honest, really not much, because the technology going into making these kits are really just the same as any other robot, and Bandai just doesn't want to confuse people. But for Fumina here, it may be a little bit too late, because this is the 10th, and yes, you heard that right, this is the 10th model kit release of Fumina, with the first being the high-grade Super Fumina, and a bunch of variants of that, and then later the high-grade Winning Fumina, and then the two figurized bust releases, and then finally the crazy figurized Labo kit, which is very good by the way. So, what's so special about this one? Well, specifically, this release is a full-body Fumina, but without any of the Mecha Girl flourishes, but also articulated. See, Bandai? I made that clear in one sentence for you. You're welcome. This kit got a standard retail release in Japan on October 17th, 2020, and is sold for 2,640 yen, which is in line with other similar figurized standard releases. The box art is illustrated by Kenichi Onyuki, which is of course the character designer for both of the Gundam Build Fighter series. And to be honest, Mr. Onyuki's characters for both series are quite compressed and flattened into a 2D space, so any attempt to bring it into a 3D space needs quite a bit of interpretation and creation of detail from the sculptor. And that's why I think some of the Fumina kits in the past haven't come out that nicely. Now, I'm not saying Bandai's off the hook for all of that, because, Kotobukiya certainly has no trouble hitting the mark with their frame art girls kits or any other line. But I'm saying that the people making each Fumina kit has to sort of guess the contours of her face, and they've certainly gotten it wrong before, and maybe you're curious on how it turned out this time. But anyway, first, back to the box. The entire box is a standard HG box size, measuring 30 by 19 by 7.5 centimeters. On the side, we're shown some poses of the kit, with both the jacket on and off, along with a reminder that there are water slide decals included in this kit, and also a Puchi Puchi guy. And yeah, that's how the name is pronounced in Japanese. Then there's a plug for Build Divers Try. On the other side, we get a profile of Hoshino Fumina, and then all the requisite warnings. Inside the box, the parts are spread across 9 runners. We get these ones taken from the Divers IMA kit, and worth mentioning is that it includes one of these runnerless stands here in clear yellow. The white and pink parts are unfortunately not gloss injected, like with the figurized bust and the Labo release, which is a shame. There's a set of foil stickers that are mostly for the face, and then there's a couple for minor details. And then a much appreciated sheet of water slide decals with doubles of each detail in case you change your mind later or make a mistake. Which is great since it allows me to demonstrate these decals for you and still have a set left for later when I paint the kit. Then there's a set of instructions, with the colored side printed in a very pastel-y tone, and then some more details on Fumina, like Bandai trying to justify why she's always dressed like a track and field athlete. Building the kit took a bit under 2 hours with some nub cleaning, and in the end, there's a lot of parts left over from Ayame, with all the hair piece for her in clear yellow. In fact, on this runner, only the booster piece for the stand is used and the rest is just extra. And then there are all the purple parts for outfits now in the flesh tone, so you can actually paint these in any alternative colors you like and swap it onto her. And it's a lot of extra parts, but at least they're complete enough to have some sort of application. And here's Hoshino Fumina, built and complete. And from this distance, overall, it's certainly capable of looking quite good. The colors you see are done almost entirely in plastic, and it's easy to overlook how complicated the engineering that goes into making all of this is, to make it color separated and at a price point far below the other premium kits from Max Factory and Kotobukiya. It really doesn't cost a lot, and it's easy to build, and it comes out looking like the box art, and that deserves praise. The removable parka is a good choice as well, because honestly, some people might be a little shy to show her on the shelf without the parka, so the choice is very appreciated. What's really not as nice is the reflection from Fumina's skin. Now I know it's a limitation on what Bandai can physically do with plastic, and they've already molded it all in a matte texture, but I gotta be straight with you that right out of the box, it really looks like a mannequin. But we can fix that. And there's a whole separate video on how to fix this kit and make it much better. So follow the link, wherever it is on the screen. Something not as easy to overlook is this particularly big gap right under the cat logo on the sports top. This is clearly an issue where the shapes of the pieces are not lining up well enough. And I know they wanted to represent the slight dip in the clothing where there's a seam like they did for these parts, but even those parts don't really look all that convincing either. But the hole here is particularly noticeable, and it's really nothing else but a design flaw. One more gap that must be mentioned is the one that cuts right across the shins. It's visible from any angle, and the fact that all the studio shots have this line filled in tells you that Bandai knows it's bad enough it's gonna turn away some buyers when they see it. So, points off to Bandai for not being upfront on that. Whatever engineering reason there was for having that seam right there, it's just really not good enough. But just like the skin tones, I've got some tips for how to fix this on a separate video. But that aside, here's a closer look at her face with all the foil decals. And of course, the eyebrows have this unsightly border around them, but honestly, it's good enough from the shelf. The sculpt this time I feel is fine, and Fumina looks like Fumina without you needing to squint your eyes. And it doesn't have that instant charm that the Labo version's face has, but it's not egregious or anything, it's just bland. You can remove the hairpiece and pull off the face and swap in any one of these other two here, like the slightly embarrassed look or this look of shock. Like I said, the stickers are actually not that bad. But of course, they don't hold a candle to the water slide decals, and the ones here are of the usual high quality from Bandai. They don't need to soak very long before they come loose, and they're quite thick and durable, as much as water slide decals can be thick and durable. And here is a shy face, side by side, with the foil stickers versus the water slide decals. Check out the natural blush versus a sticker that looks like a band-aid on her face. It's really not flattering. The eyebrows are far more attractive without the big borders, and even though the eyes look very good for a sticker, the water slide decals really have an advantage for sitting much more flush onto the contours of the plastic. It's very nice and certainly very much a preferred choice. Other stickers on the kit includes the white parts on the shoes here, and then this little cat logo on the sports top, and then there's one hidden underneath the parka on the back of the top. And then there's one here for the bracelet, which has attracted the most ire from the internet, but I'll share some tips on how to make this sticker a little bit better, and that's also in a separate video. The only real accessory we get here is the Puchi guy, which is taken straight from the Puchi guy kit, which has the same hollowed out leg in the back. You get some parts of the Puchi guy as well, so maybe you can use these for painting. As for the other extra parts here, we get a pair of skin-colored upper thighs, and they will mechanically fit onto Fumina, but the butt portion in the back is actually shorter than Fumina's one, and they will leave an odd gap if you try to fit them in anyway. One big gimmick is the removable parka, and to remove it, you need to take off both of Fumina's sleeved arms first, and then you lift up this top section of the parka that drapes over her shoulders. Next, you pull off these small strips on the front and the back will come off freely. After you swap in these other pair of bare arms, you get Fumina with just her sportswear. The back is nicely color separated and the look is quite good, but the shoulders don't hide the arm joints nearly as well, and overall when you look at her you get this Pinocchio vibe, so I don't think I'd choose this for my display. The articulation is the whole reason this kit exists, so I think quite a bit rests on its shoulders. Starting from top to bottom, the head connects on a double ball joint so it can nod around and turn all the way around without any problems. The ponytail itself can swing around fully as well. The shoulders both swivel along one single plane, but they also attach to the torso with a ball joint, which you can yank down to this little dislocated look. The biceps swing around a full circle. The double-jointed elbows fold up a full 180 degrees, but the fold is far too harsh, and the arms end up looking like a shotgun being reloaded. As a comparison, this wave kit avoids this by only going 90 degrees, so honestly it's a bit of a cop-out. But this Figma body chan figure, however, has a sharp turn sculpted right into the joint for a natural bend, and it's a shame that Fumina can't do the same. The upper torso can bend forwards and backwards quite a lot, and if you have the parka on, it only bends forward, of course. The hip, unfortunately, does not move at all. The leg goes this far forward, but not without exposing this big gaping hole. To be honest, the Wave model is just like this too, but still it's very unsightly. Here's how the Figma looks with its kick. Sadly, almost any pose of the upper thigh is going to look quite bad. The knees are double jointed and fold up nicely. The ankles are on a ball joint and they can rotate around if you pull them down just a little bit. So, the kit of Fumina does earn its badge for full articulation, but it comes with some serious drawbacks like the elbow and the upper thighs, which may be a deal breaker for you. So all in all, here's a Hobby Clubhouse 3-point verdict on the Figure Eye Standard Hoshino Fumina model kit. Number 1. It's a full-body articulated kit without a reason to exist. People who want a Fumina figure that isn't a mecha girl and want articulation have this choice now, and I'm not really sure if there are that many people. I've tried very hard to strike poses that look really nice to me, but try as I might, the kit just couldn't do it even with the full range of motion. And it feels almost as if the designers of the kit lacked a bit of love for it. I mean, I don't hate it, but I'm not sure I'd recommend this kit to anyone because it's articulated. Number 2, the color separation is impressive. It's easy to forget just how good Bandai's work is on this front, and the construction of the kit is so much more complex than Ayame and Nami, who came before it. When you keep that in mind, you'll see it on your shelf, and each time you do see it, you will be quite impressed by it. But lastly, some serious flaws require some extra work. Right out of the box, the lines on the shin and the gloss of the skin will really disqualify this kit from almost any person's shelf display, and the problems require a bit of work and skill from the builder. Now, it's not an unmitigated disaster as some more dramatic people have said online, but you should consider this if it affects your buying decision. And that is a good segue to plug the companion video for this review with tips for casual builders on making this kit much better without painting and without super elaborate tools. So make sure to follow the link and check that out. But that does it for now for the review of the Figure Eye Standard Hoshino Fumina. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified of new videos from Hobby Clubhouse. Also, come hang out with us on social media for news on upcoming videos, and I'll see you next time.